Hi, I'm Evan Pantazi. I'm going to be talking about cryptos today. It is Crypto Wednesday. And the reason I'm talking about cryptos is because it's protection. Now, my business for over 40 years has been helping people with their personal protection of self, of family, of health, and of finance. And I'm not a financial planner, but there are telltale signs that the system is severely breaking down, and we want to make sure that everybody has an idea of where it's transitioning to as the currencies around the world fail, as the economics around the world fail, and some safe havens and a good idea for you. And I just wanted to give you another outlook. Now, this cryptocurrency is called Ethereum. It's the second largest cryptocurrency in the world, just in back of Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is at a $177 billion market cap. Ethereum is $27 billion. It's a little far behind, but it is way above the next contender, which is a stable coin, which just acts like a dollar. It's a dollar all the time. But Ethereum is a platform for building businesses and smart contracts. Smart contracts is how businesses, or contracts are how businesses and banks work together to develop an economy. Well, with smart contracts, it's done automatically and autonomously, and what that means is, and decentrally, that means that there's no bankers, there's no lawyers. The Ether acts as a money. It acts as a contract. It acts as a settlement platform. So two companies go into business for a buy-sell. Someone's making a product. Someone wants to buy it to resell it. They put a smart contract in. When the delivery is made, the contract settles automatically. There is the monies are put up ahead of time or whatever the contract stated, and it settles automatically, eliminating the need for lawyers to go back and forth to hammer out details, and also for bankers to stay out of the middle. Now, we all know bankers are pretty corrupt, and they're taking our money left and right with exorbitant fees, low interest rates. Well, Ethereum is here to help all that. So let's go into how Ethereum can help you. Now, it's $243 per token, or per Ethereum. I got into it first at $8, so it's grown exponentially since then. Now, I'm into Ethereum because of its smart platform ability. I've bought many companies or shares of companies with the Ethereum. Now, I've sold it, I've bought it, I've traded it. So I know the full gambit of the Ethereum and what we can do with it. But here's the new exciting part. In July, which is just a week or two away, Ethereum goes into its second iteration, okay, Ethereum 2.0. At that point, you're going to start being able to stake your Ethereum. Now, when you stake Ethereum, you get an interest back. Now, the interest you get is 15%, thereabouts, okay? Now, on the mainnet of Ethereum, the minimum is you need 32 ETH, which is about $7,800. Right? But there are pools that you can get in with fractions of an Ethereum, and I'll show you what a fraction is in a second. First of all, if you stake 32 Ethereum, just as an example, again, you can stake one Ethereum or other totals. You start with about $7,800. Every month, it earns about 0.4 ETH. That's $100 a month. That's about 15% interest. You can't get that in a bank that's offering you 0.01%. If they're even offering that, there are some places that have negative interest rates that if you keep money in the bank, it actually costs you money. Anyway, this is a little different, and at the end of the year, it's $1,200 that you make, or almost 5 ETH. Okay, now let's go into a calculation of that as well. Let's take a big look at this. Let's say you took that same 32 ETH, and again, you can stake others, and here is your calculation. At the end of year one, you have $8,900 worth of ETH, or 36.54 from the original 32. At the end of the second year, you're up around 10,000. Okay, then you're up to 11,000, 11,500, 13,000. At year 10, you've made $29,000, not doing anything else except for depositing that original ETH into the stake. All right, so you end up with 120 ETH, which is worth, at today's rate, $2,900, $29,472 to be more exact. All right, now that's a lot of money. That you're not going to get anywhere for interest other than the cryptocurrencies at this point. Now, here's something interesting. I've been in real estate. I was a real estate investor for quite a while, a number of years back, and just recently I have my real estate license. I'm going back into it. But what I saw when I went back into the real estate market is this process is far better than real estate. All right. Now let's say we have 1,000 ETH or money to buy a house, a $243 home. In my area, you can't buy a house for $243,000. They start at $390 and go up. So this is for a regular city, okay, a median household. If I bought a property for $243,000, I might net about $30, $50, $100 at the end of each month after I've paid the taxes, the water and sewer, the upkeep, the insurances, and I have all that stress and paperwork. Now, if I instead took that same $243, and that doesn't mean that the person that's in there to rent it is going to either pay. With the COVID-19, we see a lot of people aren't paying. A lot of B&Bs are closing. A lot of people are selling their houses because they can't afford them anymore. All right, if you took that same $243,000 and put them into Ether, you'd get 1,000 Ether. By the end of 10 years, without any taxes, without any, because you only get taxed if you sell, okay, without any tenants or taxes, or let me recalculate that, sorry, okay, no headaches, no muss and fuss, you would end up with $921,000. Now, your house isn't going to appreciate 3-4 times in that 10-year period like the ETH would. And at any time, you could move any amount of this money for liquidity instantly. Well, not instantly. It'd take you a day to sell it on the market and get that money deposited in your account. Try that with a house. It's going to take you 30 to 60 days before it's all settled and all done. So there are tax write-offs with property, but this is a much bigger curve. All right, if you had a house that appreciated maybe $100,000 to $353,000 and you sold that, you'd have a tax on it, okay, unless you were living in that home. If it was just a rental property, you would have taxes on it. And the same with this. And with the property, you have to take it all in one shot. You sell it, you get the whole check. So you have to pay that lump sum on top of that unless you roll it into another property and start the process over. With Ethereum, you can take one Ethereum at a time, okay, or a fraction of Ethereum, whatever you need for your monthly expenses. But it's a nice retirement fund. So if you have an IRA, you have to calculate what your 10-year return on your IRA could be and then go in and look at the Ether staking. So that's one exciting thing that got to me. I won't be buying any properties and go into the headaches of the tenants, the taxes, the upkeep like I had before. This is a much better idea for myself. Now, again, Ethereum is the second most popular cryptocurrencies because big companies are getting into it. It's called DeFi. Now, DeFi is called decentralized finance. Centralized finance is what we live through now. There's a bank that controls the monies, the properties, the businesses. You put your account in a bank. They charge you money to do all of this. When you have the DeFi system, it's decentralized. There's no single point of failure. So there's no way that Ether won't be around next year because one Ether node or business or bank or whatever you want to label it as goes under, because there's hundreds of thousands around the world already empowering it. So the companies that are getting into blockchain, everything's transitioning. Again, I mentioned that the state of the financial system of the world is transitioning, okay? And what we go back to, whether it's a gold and silver standard, we're coming off the oil standard now, and that came into play in 1970s when I was watching that transition from the gold standard into the oil standard. And now from the oil standard, it's either going to go back to gold and silver or cryptos or a combination of gold, silver, cryptos, other commodities. Oil might have still a little part in it, but it won't be the whole basis. But I just wanted to show you a couple companies that are on this Ethereum alliance. It's just a special little board that they're trying to work together, like businesses like Accenture, Consensus, BNY, Bank of New York Mellon, okay, JP Morgan, Intel, Microsoft, Santander, okay, and these are just a small part. You have other parts of the DeFi world that are working with IBM. You're working with not only Microsoft but Amazon, PayPal, and Venmo just decided that they're going to be selling cryptocurrencies on their platform and trading cryptocurrencies on their platform. Fidelity, with $2.7 trillion in customer funds, has opened it up now to the cryptocurrencies. There's so many more people coming on. Starbucks, Walmart, everybody is going to blockchain because it's, again, cheaper, more efficient, more effective, and you saw the returns. Now, it can act as a monetary item. You can buy and sell things with Ether. If you wanted to come on Kyusho.com as a start and you wanted to buy a product, I would definitely sell you a product for whatever that dollar amount in Ether was, because I like Ether more than I like dollars. All right? It is the bridge between all businesses, all finances globally, and it's the transition that we find ourselves headlong into and coming faster and faster every day. So it behooves you to spend at least an hour a day researching different cryptocurrencies, figuring out what's coming, how fast it's coming, because it is fast. If the end of the year doesn't bring major calamity for the finance system, I'll be surprised. But just learn to protect yourself, just even if you can put in $10 a week. Let's go back here for a second. Wrong one. Here we go. Let's see. Let's try and buy some, okay? So you use your Visa card. And I don't recommend maxing out your Visa card to buy 32 ETH or anything like that, because you never know what happens in life. But say you want to put in $35. Well, that's not $3,500. $35 of USD to buy some Ether. You're going to receive 1.279323273 of the Ether. Okay, and you can just click on this and it'll set you up, and you just purchase it with your credit card. And there's other ones. I believe this here, buy Ethereum. Yes, you can do this with your bank account just by setting up your bank account. Credit card. Let's see. Credit card, debit card, bank transfer. Let's look at the bank transfer. You could do it with PayPal down there. Okay, so you see all these things. And PayPal, by the way, has 375 million people that are going to be exposed to the cryptocurrencies pretty soon. So you can buy a number of different cryptocurrencies, Ethereum being the second most popular, might be the one that you want to work with. So again, that was just a quick rundown on Ethereum. There's so much more to it, but this is the way the world is going. It's going into the cryptocurrencies and blockchain faster than you can imagine. The transition of the 70s is here now in the 2020s. And if you need help with it, I can definitely do that, help you with it. Just personal message me here on Facebook or send me a little message on YouTube here, and we can get in touch. So thanks for watching. Take care.